Hi guys, it is favorites time. It is the end of August. So crazy. I have a lot to get to this week, so I want to jump in to obviously my movies and what I watched this month. But first, I do want to say you do want to keep watching on this one because I will be revealing my 31 days of horror, my intro and the movies. So definitely stay tuned. But let's jump into our favorite movies for the month and what I watched. If you want to follow me on Letterboxd, I will follow you back. My Letterboxd is Spooky Astronaut, not Astronauts, because I don't know why. I did it a weird day in a weird way. But let's go into my diary and let's go back to the start of the month. Skyscraper, I have some splaining to do. I watched Skyscraper. I went and saw this with my boyfriend Dean because I wanted something easy to watch. And I guess that's kind of it. It was fine. It was actually quite enjoyable. Neve Campbell, I don't know, it was just a silly movie that I kind of liked because it was silly. Next, I watched Hostel. I watched this for the Does This Offend You that I did with Nightmare Maven, and I really fucking love this film. I knew I already loved this film, but I love this film to a whole new standard. I don't know, I like the fact that it is an actual story, and even if people don't see it that way, I feel like there's so much lead up to, and it's not really all about torture, which I really like about it. Anyway, I feel like it is a classic. Then I watched American Poltergeist. This was just, I think, late on one night. I watched that, and it was on Netflix, and it was fucking awful. Don't even bother. I then watched I Saw the Devil again, and I watched this because I did a video on it, and if you want to check that out, please do. I then watched Touristas. I did this because we were doing another Does This Offend You, or the same Does This Offend You. So if you guys want to see the full stream, it's on Vicky's channel, Nightmare Maven. Check it out. You can type that into YouTube above when this video is over. I then watched The Promise, which a review will be coming out soon. This is a Thai horror. I have a whole review on it, so don't worry, it's coming up. Okay, Chris Crocker, get out. I then watched Puppet Master, The Littlest Rye. I watched this for a review. You're gonna get a lot of these. I then watched Meg. I watched this for a review. I have that review up. I also have the Puppet Master review up, but it's not really a review. It's things about the movie that kind of baffled me, or bewildered me, I think is the word I used. I then watched Reincarnation, and I watched this for a review. I would not recommend this film, but my review will be up soon, so you can check it out then. I then watched Romania. That was a fucking awful movie. One of you guys actually recommended it to me, but it was so bad. It's on Netflix. Don't be fooled. It is just this. It's just boring and shitty, and I hate it. I then watched Our House, and I did a review on this. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend this. And I wasn't sure if you guys would love this film, but one of you guys recently said on Twitter how amazed you were by this film. So I'm really glad that some of you guys are really liking it. I then watched The Disappointments Room, and I did this for a review. It wasn't really a review, it was everything that was wrong with the movie, and I really broke down everything that was wrong and why, and I think it's a quite good video, but I don't think it's a quite good movie. If you haven't seen it, don't bother. I then watched Down a Dark Hall, and I did this for a review, and that review will be coming out. Sorry guys, it will it's been one of those months where I'm just trying to get everything done, and I'll get to that soon. I then watched The Last Exorcism Part 2. I finally watched this. It's taken me years and years and years. Obviously this came out in 2013. Wow, I really like the ending of this film, but I was not as saddened by it as I thought it would be. I thought it was all right. It does take off straight after the first one, which is really interesting because I think the whole kind of catch in the first one is it's meant to end on such a twist, and I really like that about it. So to have a second one that is about the character from the first one, like straight afterwards, is pretty insane. I would recommend it if you saw the first one though. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I then watched Spice World. I actually went to the movies to see this. It was playing at a local like independent theater here, and I thought it'd be really fun. I went with a girlfriend and we watched it, and it was just crazy. Did you know that Meatloaf, Elton John, Hugh Laurie, so many people are in this movie, and it was cameo galore, and it was a really shitty movie, but it was like nostalgia factor 10 out of 10. I then watched Charismata. This was a movie that one of you guys recommended to me. It was about a police officer who starts going crazy after trying to figure out a string of like murders, so like a serial killer, and she kind of gets tied into it, and it was just boring. It was hard to watch, and I just didn't get it. It is a British film. If you're interested, it looks interesting. I'm sure the trailer looks great too. It's shot in a really nice way, but the whole storyline, I just could not get into it. I then watched What Keeps You Alive, and I know a lot of you guys keep asking me about this, but I do have a review coming out for it, and sneak peek, it's fucking awesome, and you should check it out, but my review will remind you, so don't worry. I then watched The Slender Man. I did a review on this, a Come With Me review. Oh my god, that film was so bad. I don't even understand. I looked the other day and I saw some people were rating it 8, and I was so confused. Like, I really don't understand. Yeah, that perplexed me. I then watched When Harry Met Sally. I watched this because I was working non-stop, and then I just needed a break. I needed to watch something completely different and really zone out, and I'd never seen this film, and apparently it's a classic, and I thought it was quite cute. And then I watched Hell Night. I watched this the other night with my patrons on the Patreon hangout. Not a fan. I'm not really like an 80s kind of cheesy slasher. I like 80s, like, I guess this is B grade, but 80s like really kitschy, cheesy slashers. But this kind of stuff where I think it's actually kind of taking itself seriously, it worries me a little bit. But that's all the movies I watched. I actually, most of these, if not all of these films, I watched because I was trying to get some work done for you guys. So everything I watched, I pretty much have just spoken about in great detail this month. But I do recommend definitely checking out What Keeps You Alive. My review will be out, don't worry. And I Saw the Devil, Hostel if you haven't seen it, and Touristas. I still really like Touristas. But on to TV. Oh, hello. Kurama just came in, guys. I'll give you guys a little second camera here. Kurama, are you gonna lay down, or are you just gonna sit there or stand there? Kurama, come on, lay down. This is the issue with filming sometimes. Gromit's just chilling in the background. Okay, goodbye. No, are you staying or are you going? What's your deal? Sorry for that interruption. Let's get back on track. TV shows. I actually watched Insatiable this month and only watched a couple of episodes, but I do want to make a point with this that I talked about maybe last month or the month before, I Feel Pretty, the movie, and this movie and the TV show are completely different. But the point I wanted to make is there was a lot of drama about Insatiable on Netflix before it came out, just because of the issue about fat shaming, and I Feel Pretty is the same. I feel like it's really interesting people's opinions when announcements or trailers come out and people get all up in arms without watching it, and I think it's really important to know the context of the situation. Yes, Insatiable is a little bit questionable, but not for the reasons you actually think it is. There's so much more weird shit going on, but I do see where people are coming from with these kind of shows, but I just think it's really interesting, and it's a good thing to keep in mind that it's not always what it appears to be. And this show isn't great by any means. I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. Insatiable is definitely not worth it though. It was all right from the start, just to see kind of how it played out, but I wouldn't recommend it. Next, I want to talk about a favorite YouTuber that I have been watching, Mr. Nightmare. I'm sure you guys know who he is. He has over 3 million, I think, subscribers, so I'm sure I'm probably, you know, preaching to the choir, but if you haven't heard any of his stuff, you need to listen to it. It's pretty much just audio, scary stories told through first person, and he tells them all and then kind of puts pictures to it, but they're really scary, and the way that he puts it together, the suspense he creates in his voice is just amazing. And I've been listening to them while I've been like editing or like doing pictures and things like that. It's really good background noise. It's really scary though, but totally recommend it if you guys are into some scary stories that don't require too much, you know, of your attention. Well, I guess it requires your attention, but you know, that is kind of relaxing in a way. We want to talk about a couple of things, very important things. Number one, this vinyl, it has been used. It's been slipped out this way. In case you're wondering why it looks like it's still in the packaging, it's not. This is a vinyl Dean actually got because he knew that it would suit me perfectly, and it does. This is Max Richter. He does a lot of composing, some movies as well, but this is from his album Sleep, which it's so bizarre. The whole fucking thing is bizarre, but pretty much he plays live to people while they sleep in beds. And it sounds like all of my favorite things mixed together, like being sociable while being asleep. Great. But this vinyl is just fucking beautiful. And there's also an 8-hour, I don't know if it's a version of this or just an 8-hour album he does have, which is just for sleeping. And if you're into kind of stuff like that, this is like the most beautiful vinyl for sleeping. Vinyls for sleeping doesn't really make much sense because obviously you're gonna have to flip it over halfway through. But it is such a beautiful piece and I've been fucking loving it. Next thing, huge purchase I made this month, and my video quality may be changing in some videos. At the moment, I'm still gonna stay with this camera because I fucking love this camera. If you guys ever need or want to start from YouTube and you have an alright budget to start with, or you wanna just splash out and just go for it, this camera will not fail you. This is the Sony RX100 III. The one with the flip out LCD screen. This camera is the fucking most amazing thing. I just set it up, press record, and it always gets everything great. Highly recommend that camera, and I've had that camera for, I don't know, 4 years. But this camera, this is the next step. I have been into photography since I was 18, but I really started getting back into it, and I wanted to get a camera that would also be, because I don't know if you guys know, but I actually do video full time outside of YouTube. So this is my profession as well. So I could justify it just. This camera is an A7S, it's a Sony A7S II. I went with this one because this one is better with video. It does 4K video, so if I ever wanna do a short, this is the baby. So I have been taking lots of photos. If you guys are on my Instagram, shameless plug, you would have seen the quality change, and that's from using this, and also a different Canon that I've been borrowing from a friend. But this camera will be the one I take away with me. If you guys didn't know, I'm going to Scandinavia. So I'll be taking a lot of awesome pictures, and if you want to see them, head over to my Instagram. It's Spooky Astronauts, but this is my baby, my life, my heart. I also want to point out in my new series, which I've teased kind of on Twitter and maybe on Instagram, that I will be doing a new series. Next week is actually the first episode, and you guys are gonna fucking love it. Before 31 Days of Horror, I'm releasing a new series. There's gonna be 3 episodes out before 31 Days of Horror, and then if you guys really like them, I'll keep going afterwards. And I'm gonna be changing up the quality for that. But this leads us into the moment you guys have been waiting for. I have received over 300 requests for 31 Days of Horror. So there's only 31 out of that. And these are movies we could find that were alright scored, and ones that, I'm gonna be honest, that interested me. So, and obviously ones I hadn't seen before, which was a big chunk. But here is the list, guys. Here is the 31 movies I'm watching October. If you guys don't know what 31 Days of Horror is, something I do every year here. It's an annual event where every single day I watch a horror movie, and I do a vlog style, so like, you know, holding the camera, hi, type review about it. It's only, you know, a couple minutes long, and I do it every single day. And if you want, you can watch along with me, and it's a fun thing. It drives me nuts, and you guys seem to really love it. If you guys want to have a better look at this list, it will be on my Facebook, and there is a link in that in the description. And furthermore, I wanted to give you guys an extra bonus. Here is the intro for 2018's 31 Days of Horror. That's all I have for now, guys, I am, as I said, I'm on the plane right now to Scandinavia. I'm going to Finland, starting off at Finland, going to Sweden, and then I'm going to Denmark, and then I'm going to Norway. So I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks, but my videos are all ready for you guys. My replying might be a little bit slower, but I'll try and get to you guys as usual. And if you want to keep up with me, the best place to do that day to day is on Instagram. Otherwise, stay here because I've got 2 videos a week and a new series coming up right around the corner. I really hope you guys like it. I put a lot of work into this new series. It's completely different for me, something completely new. So I'm really excited to see what you guys think. Anyway, I will talk to you guys very soon. Take care of yourself and stay spooky.